Hi friends, welcome to today's practice. Before we get started, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm here with my two cabbies, Ebb and Flo. Today's practice is really going to be focused on building strength, your technique and awareness in Pincha Mayurasana, otherwise known as forearm stand, forearm balance. So, a couple of things that we're going to be needing for today. You are going to need a block or two and a strap. If you don't have a strap, just grab a hold of a long towel or anything that's going to create tension as you pull. So we are going to get started on our backs today. So you're going to grab a hold of your blocks. One block is going to be a headrest, and the other one is going to go right underneath your scapula, right at the very end of it, right at the bottom of it. So get yourself situated, and of course adjust yourself as needed. So melt your scapula on top of the first block, and then you're going to rest your head on the back block. Go ahead and rest your arms along to your sides. Now begin to tune into the natural rhythm of your breath here. Relax your throat and relax your shoulders. And feel free to keep your feet planted onto the earth like this, or if it feels nice for you, you can extend the legs out. Plenty of ways to modify your practice. Just really allow yourself to breathe in this very moment, allowing the breath to ground you down into the present. Maybe even visualize yourself in Pincha Mayurasana or any kind of forearm balance variation of your choice. Feel the opening of your upper body from your back to your front. And just notice what's there for you today. And we'll be here for about 7 breaths, just creating this nice opening in the front body. On your next inhale, if your legs were extended to the very top of the mat, just walk your feet closer, hip-width distance apart. Remove the block from underneath your head, set it off aside for a moment. Keep it nearby because we're going to be grabbing that later on. So I want you to interlace your hands right behind your head, elbows pointing up towards the sky. And I want you to just take these gentle curls using your thoracic spine, otherwise known as your upper spine. We really want to focus on creating mobility in this thoracic spine because it is the part of our spine that is really meant for mobility, whereas the low back is meant for stability. So all of our movement, whether that's inversions whether that's forearm balances or handstands or heart openers, back bends, is going to come from the mobility of this thoracic spine. So just take a couple of breaths. Go at your own pace, set your own rhythm and cadence here. Two more just like that, you're doing great. On your next breath in, use your forearms to help assist you. Set the block off to the side. Go ahead and slowly lower your back onto the earth and just feel the natural rhythms, the natural curves of your spine onto the earth. Then on your next breath out, go ahead and drive the hips up towards the sky, squeezing your glutes at the very top. Exhale out through pursed lips. Inhale lowers you down. Exhale out through pursed lips. Inhale, lower your hips down. Exhale out through pursed lips. Release. Go ahead and take the blocks and set the blocks underneath your feet. Now for any kind of inversions, it's really important to build strength into the hamstring. So we're going to get started there. Place the tops of your foot at the edge of the block. So your heels are going to dangle out. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, we're going to pulse our hips up towards the sky and lower them down without the hips touching the earth. So rise up, squeezing the glutes the entire time. Then lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Awesome work. Lower your hips down. Take a moment to breathe here. Then on your next breath in, extend your right leg up high towards the sky. We're going to do these single leg presses with this left foot driving down onto the block. I want you to keep your glutes active the entire time. So pulse it up here for 10. Don't let your hips touch the ground. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Awesome work. Lower your hips. Lower your right foot down onto the block. Inhale to extend your left leg up high towards the sky. Side 2, you know what's coming up. Take an inhale to prepare. On your exhale, pulse it up for 10, 9, squeeze the glutes, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Lower your left foot down. Awesome, awesome work. Go ahead and just move the blocks off to the side. However you choose to move them off is totally your choice. Just keep them nearby. Take a couple of rocks forward and back. And place your feet down. Take these windmills with your legs, creating these 90-degree shapes just to counter all of the work we just did. Focus on maintaining a nice upright spine. Then whenever you're ready, cross the ankles, plant your palms, step into your tabletop shape. Go ahead and circle over your wrists, creating this external rotation of your arms, pressing down through the fingertips, pushing the ground away with your inner knuckles, your inner palm. Then flip the palms so that the fingertips are pointing towards you. And on your next inhale, lower your hips down towards your heels, creating this nice opening into the wrist flexors, into your forearms. And just take a moment to feel the sensations. Good. Place your hands back into that neutral tabletop shape. We're going to take 3 rounds of cat-cow. So inhale to squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other. Chin lifts up. So does the tailbone. On your exhale, draw the tailbone down. As you tuck your chin in, separate the shoulder blades into protraction. Inhale. Find your cow pose. Exhale, round down and in. Really focusing on the rounding of that upper spine. Inhale. Exhale. Separate the shoulder blades from one another. Then release. Awesome, awesome work. Go ahead and sit on the tops of your heels. And just let this be a nice release and stretch for your feet, your ankles, your toes. And you're going to grab a hold of that strap. And you want to place the strap at shoulder width distance apart. We're going to take the strap over us, but I want you to really pay attention to what your rib cage is doing. Try not to allow the rib cage to do all of the movement. I really want you to try to isolate this movement into your shoulders. So putting in some pulling mechanics into our yoga practice, since there's a lot of pushing in yoga. The strap is always a nice way to add that pulling motion to really create that opening into the shoulders. On your next inhale, try to rip the strap apart from one another. Keep that tension there as you bring it up and over. You could adjust your grip as needed, but I want you to keep pulling the strap apart. Notice what your rib cage is doing. Make sure that this movement is coming from the movement of your shoulders. Because as you lift it up, the shoulder blades elevate towards your ears. And as you bring it down, you're squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other. Lift it back up. Shoulder blades towards the ears, elevate it. Then separate the shoulder blades from one another. Take several rounds of this. You could go as fast or as slow. Just really make sure that this movement is really targeting your shoulders. Don't let your rib cage do the work. Awesome work. Release and set the strap off to the side for a moment. Go ahead and grab your block. Place your forearms down onto the earth. And I want you to frame your block so that your thumbs are pointing up towards the sky. Squeeze the block with your hands and notice how your arms are firing up here. Okay? So we're really creating this awareness into our arms, into the forearms, into the biceps, into the triceps. So really squeeze here for a moment. From here, lower your head down. Then I want you to squeeze the block and curl the block just above the base of your skull. Lower it down. Curl it back in. Squeeze. Lower it down. Curl it back in. Lower it down. Curl it in. Lower it down. One more time, just like that. You're doing great. Curl it in. Lower it down. Set that block off to the side. Plant your palms for downward facing dog. Feel that newfound spaciousness into your shoulders. I really want you to elevate your shoulders towards your ears. Notice how much more space and freedom you have there. Go ahead and pedal out through your feet. Then from downward facing dog, I want you to take a couple of spinal waves to high plank pose. Once you arrive, hover your knees, cruise back into downward facing dog, really pushing off through your palms. Find some freedom into your movement, really getting into the spine. This time, spinal wave your body forward into high plank pose. Slowly lower down onto your belly. Place your left hand at the 10 o'clock direction and your right hand at the 2 o'clock direction. Stay heavy in the tops of your feet. Inhale, rise. Oscillating cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. This time as you inhale to rise, rise up and gaze over your right shoulder. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. This time gaze over your left shoulder. Exhale, lower. One more time, just like that. Inhale to rise. Pause at the very top, squeezing your glutes. Exhale to release. Place your left arm at the T position, making sure that it's shoulder height. Frame your chest with your right palm. Then I want you to lift your right leg up towards the sky. Keep kicking up that right foot. And then you are going to twist. Keep your gaze towards the right. As that right foot goes up and over, try to reach towards your left arm with your right toes. Just take a moment to create this release. Then bring it back to center. Beautiful work. Place your left hand back at center. Right arm goes to a T as you inhale to kick that left leg up towards the sky. This time, stay active in that left leg. Then bring that left foot up and over. Try to reach your right arm with that left foot. Just take a moment to breathe here. Then on your next breath in, return to center. From here, bring your arms back behind you, thumbs pointing up towards the sky for Shalombasana, Locus Pose. If there's one pose in yoga that is going to benefit you on a day-to-day basis, it's Locus Pose. So stay heavy into the hips, and on your next breath in, float the feet up. Squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other. Try to lift up through the chest. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, release. Beautiful work. Find a gentle Sphinx pose, placing your forearms in front of you, pulling your chest and collarbones forward. Take a moment here. Then from here, I really want you to think about that protraction through the shoulders, really separating the shoulder blades from one another. As you press the tops of your feet down, push your forearms into the earth as you lift your hips up. Think introverted plank pose. Keep pushing the ground away. Using the power of your forearms, driving down. Squeezing your glutes. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Lower your hips down. Gentle Sphinx pose. Take a moment. This time as we rise up into plank, we're going to take this into a modified forearm side plank. So inhale to curl in. Then I want you to bring your right arm up towards the sky as you press down through that left forearm. Stay long through your side bodies. And then lower your right forearm down, lower your hips down. Take a moment. On your next breath in, tuck all 10 toes behind you as you lift up through the hips, reaching your left arm up towards the sky. Really resisting the ground away by pushing down through your right forearm. You're doing great. Stay long in your side bodies. Then return to center. Lower your hips down. Your journey to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, reach your right leg up high towards the sky. Bend your right leg. Think spinal wave to step your right foot to the very outside of right hand. As it lands, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Peel open, twist. On your exhale, modified pyramid pose. Flex your right foot towards your face. Focus on the fold. Of course, you could keep your legs bent here the entire time. Then step your left foot to the very outside of left hand. Getting right into the glutes here into your first active squat. Really try to spread the knees as wide apart as you settle into it. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands meet at heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, set the hips low. Active squat. Inhale to plant through the palms. Step the left foot back, followed by the right. High plank pose. Cruise back, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg reaches up towards the sky. Bend your left leg. Spinal wave to step your left foot to the outside of left hand. As it lands, peel open, reaching your left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, modified pyramid pose, fold. Keep your gaze forward as you step your right foot to the outside of right hand. Inhale, active squat. Exhale, drive up to stand, hands meet at heart center. Inhale, reach up, get tall. Exhale, sit low, active squat. Inhale to plant through the palms. Step the left foot back, followed by the right. Take a full chaturanga push-up on one long exhale. Drop knees, followed by the forearms. Inhale, pulls your way into upward facing dog. Pull the chest and collarbones forward, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful work. 3 rounds of the Awakening Yoga Surya Namaskar A, just to build some heat into the body. Drive your hips up towards the sky, grip down through the fingertips, push down through the palms. Keep your gaze forward in between your wrists. Take this opportunity to step or float your feet to the outside of your hands into that active squat. So we'll take this one together. Inhale to lift the heels, bend the legs, bottom of the exhale. Step or float feet to the outside of your hands. Inhale, active squat. Exhale, drive up to stand. Inhale, reach up, look tall. Exhale, sit low. Inhale to plant the palms, vinyasa or skip it. No pause here. Inhale to lift the heels, bend the legs, bottom of the exhale, step or float your feet to the outside of your hands. Inhale, active squat. Exhale, stand. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit low. Inhale to plant the palms, vinyasa or skip it. One last round, yogis, you've got this, stick with it. Inhale to lift the heels, bend the legs. Bottom of the exhale, step or float feet to the outside of your hands. Inhale, active squat. Exhale, drive to stand, hands meet at heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit low. Inhale to plant the palms, vinyasa, or skip it. Your choice. Take 5 full breaths in your downward facing dog. Beautiful work. Really creating that heat into the body. Driving your hips up towards the sky. From here, lower your forearms down into dolphin pose. Really elevating the shoulders towards your ears as you push the ground away with your forearms. Keep your hips driving up towards the sky, gaze between your wrists. Then we're going to take 5 nose to wrist push-ups. So 5, really pushing up through the forearms. 4, 3, 2, on 1. Rise back up into downward facing dog. Beautiful work. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the right leg and step your right foot to right thumb. Lower your left knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, Anjaneyasana. Really breathe into your back body here. On your exhale, cactus, open up through the arms, spinning your elbows up towards the sky. Kick your left heel towards your left glute. Open up your chest. Keep breathing, sending your chest forward. On your exhale, fold. Extended pyramid pose. Maybe you float the arms behind you to challenge your balance. On your next breath in, rise up into high crescent lunge. Just breathe here into your space. On your exhale, plant the palms. Step your right foot back to meet the left. Vinyasa or skip it. These vinyasas are going to really help build strength in your upper body required for longevity into your forearm balances. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend your left leg. Step your left foot to left thumb. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, cactus, open up through the arms, squeezing that right heel towards your right glute. It's okay if that right leg is cramping. I just want you to focus on lifting your armpits up towards the sky. On your exhale, fold, pyramid pose. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge. Exhale, plant both palms down. Step your left foot back. Vinyasa or skip it. Again, really building that heat into the body. Lower your forearms down onto the earth. Take 5 of those nose to wrist push-ups for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Lift right back up into downward facing dog. We're going to pick up the pace here just for a bit. 2 more rounds just like that. You've got this, stick with it. Inhale, right leg lifts. Step your right foot to right thumb. Inhale, reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, squeeze that left glute. Cactus opened up through the arms. Exhale, extended pyramid pose. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge. Plant both palms down. Vinyasa or skip it. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the left leg, step the left foot to left thumb. Inhale, reach up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, cactus, open up through the arms, squeeze that right heel to right glute. Really lift up through the armpits. Squeeze shoulder blades in towards each other. Exhale, fold, pyramid pose. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge. Plant both palms down, vinyasa or skip it. Lower your forearms down. Last round of these dolphin push-ups. 5 more rounds. Lower. Really pushing off through your forearms. One more time. Awesome work. Lift up the forearms. You've got this. Take 3 full breaths in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend your right leg. Step your right foot to right thumb. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, cactus wide. Squeeze your left heel towards your glute. Take another inhale here. Really lift up through the chest. Exhale, fold, pyramid pose. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge. Get out of your head and into your body. Plant both palms down. High plank pose, vinyasa or skip it. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend your left leg. Step your left foot to left thumb. Inhale, reach up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, right heel to right glute. Cactus open. Take another breath in. Exhale, fold, pyramid pose. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge. Plant both palms down, step the left foot to meet the right, high plank pose, vinyasa. Take 5 full breaths in downward facing dog. We really built a lot of strength into the hamstrings, into the hips. Then from here, spinal wave your body forward onto your belly. Take your block, and you are going to place the block in between your thighs. However you choose to get there is up to you, but we're really going to work on activating those adductors, your inner thighs. So, tuck all 10 toes behind you. As you inhale, drive the hips up, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the block towards each other. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Lower down. Set the block off to the side. One more round of Locus pose. Bring your arms behind you, thumbs point up towards the sky. Float your legs, stay heavy in the hips, find your elevation here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Awesome work, yogis. Rest your left ear onto the earth and just breathe for a moment. For our last prone back bend, you could either take Locus pose, or if bow pose is part of your practice, grab a hold of your ankles, really squeezing the inner thighs in towards each other. On your next breath in, roll the shoulder blades down the back body, kick up through the feet. Keep your gaze forward, squeeze the glutes. Then gently release and shift back into a gentle child's pose. Take a moment to just reset, to reintegrate. Awesome work. From your child's pose, you are going to walk your hands towards your heels. Tuck your toes underneath you and come up into this toe stand. From toe stand, you are going to step your right foot forward, rise up. If you have sensitive knees, please pad your knees with a blanket or a towel underneath. But you're going to grab a hold of your left toes, really rolling the shoulder down the back body, your left shoulder, and push your toes, getting this nice stretch into the quads, into the toes. Then release it. Step your right foot back, step your left foot forward. Establish your balance. Again, you could pad your right knee under a blanket. Grab a hold of your right toes, and you are going to push the tops of your feet forward. Awesome work. Release. Come back into that toe stand. Bring your knees up high towards your chest. Lower your knees using your upper body for balance. Coming into our trust falls here, I want you to imagine as if you're wearing pockets of your jeans. Really squeezing the glutes to drive your hips forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus open. Drive your hips forward. Cross your arms in front of your chest. You could do this with toes tucked or untucked, but I want you to keep driving your hips forward as you lean back into your trust fall. Really focus on that posterior tilt of the pelvis. 4 more rounds just like that. Find a depth that feels right for you. Really staying active in your legs, staying active into your hips. Awesome, awesome work. Sit back onto your heels, getting ready for a camel pose. So you could bring your fingertips on top of your heels. Then that same motion of driving your hip pockets forward, drive it forward, roll the shoulders down the back body. Keep squeezing your glutes. Then exhale to release. Grab a hold of your block and place your block in between the palms. So I want you to really squeeze the block, driving your thumbs up towards the sky. And as you notice, your arms are really firing up here. Whereas if your palms are planted down onto the ground, which is the traditional way of doing Pincha Mayurasana, if you frame the block like this, your arms aren't really working for you. So if you're first learning Pincha Mayurasana, I really encourage you to use the block and driving your thumbs up towards the sky. You don't want to practice Pincha Mayurasana against the wall, because if you don't have the strength to keep your balance, then you could end up falling in a dangerous place, and we don't want to risk that happening. So from this position, squeeze the block, tuck all 10 toes underneath you, rise up into dolphin pose. As you arrive here, keep pushing the ground away with your forearms, then walk your feet closer, walk it closer, walk it closer. From here, lift your left leg up, or whatever leg you choose, and then just slowly kick with your right foot, and just see how that feels. Pushing the and then just slowly lower it down. Just get that patterning into your body. You could take that for several rounds. And if you want to hold Pincha Mayurasana, try holding it first in the stag leg or in an inverted splits position. Your top leg is going to keep driving forward as your back leg keeps driving behind you. At the same time, you really want to push off through your forearms, through your shoulders. So rise up into your dolphin pose. Walk your feet close, 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 and then slowly kick up and rise. Maybe you stay here in the stag, or you draw your legs together. Keep squeezing your glutes, pushing the ground away with your forearms. And whenever you're ready, release. If you want to try Pincha Mayurasana without the block, I suggest grabbing a hold of your elbows, making sure that the elbows are shoulder width distance apart. You could either take your hands into prayer, or you could take your hands into fists. Bringing your hands into this position, again, you could already see your arms are firing up. Then push the ground away through your forearms, tuck all 10 toes behind you, lift up into that dolphin pose. From here, walk your feet closer. The further away your feet are from your arms, the harder it is for you to kick up into your forearm balance. So keep that in mind. Think little momentum. Walk it out. You could even drop the gaze. Then slowly lower. out of it. Keep playing around with your Pincha Mayurasana, and I'll leave you here. I hope that this practice has helped you build more awareness and strength and confidence into finding your forearm balance. This is a really fun inversion, and it's really going to be great for opening up your shoulders. Keep remembering that it is about your capacity to push the ground away with your forearms and your shoulders, and really working into opening up your thoracic spine and working on that thoracic spine mobility. And it's really, really important to do this away from the wall, or if you have a friend or a companion to spot you, that would be even better, because you want to be able to find balance in the shape. And the best way to learn balance is through repetition, repetition, and repetition. Please drop a comment below if the practice has spoken to you, and feel free to share this with any of your friends who are exploring Pincha Mayurasana or any forearm balance variation. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this practice has helped you.